And welcome back to the FLIX Show for May 17th, 2012. I am your host, Israel Anderson. Well, there is a money bomb on right now, and this may very well be the last money bomb of this campaign, so we need to make it a big one. The target that has been set is $650,000, and as you can see, Lisa Carr from Fort Mill, South Carolina here, who I happen to know, just donated and brought the total up to almost $505,000. So we're just $150,000 short of the goal. Obviously, we're going to reach that $650,000 goal, so maybe we should think about $1 million or $1.5 million or $2 million. Okay, I don't want to get carried away, but please give whatever you can. Now, I know. J.Benson published a press release, and some people weren't all that happy about it. I understand. I am not going to get into that. But J.Benson isn't the leader of our movement. You get that right. Ron Paul is still in this race. I'm still in this race. Are you still in this race? Maybe you've given up. But I haven't, and millions of us haven't. And really, it's not up to some press release to dampen our enthusiasm for a movement that has made so much progress. Our numbers are 4 to 5 times what they were in last election. Now, I've been working on this campaign since May 2007. It's exactly 5 years. And I'm not slowing down. I'm not stopping. And please, I hope you're not either. Let's make this a huge money bomb. Let's get the totals up there. I know it looks bleak to some people. I understand that. The chance of a broker convention is still there. Actually, I don't have a slide prepared for that, but let me speak to that, because I've seen some people talking about we can't have a broker convention anymore because now we've only got 2 candidates in the race. Wrong. The broker convention happens because one person doesn't get 1,144. That is what causes a broker convention, not the amount of candidates still in the race. All right. So a lot of these bound delegates are for Santorum, and a lot of them are for, what's the other guy's name? Newt Gingrich? Been a long time. And so those people are bound on the first vote to vote for that person unless their candidate in writing releases them and allows them to vote for Romney. And even some of their states will forbid that even from happening. So a broker convention is still possible. Now also, Ben Swan has been talking about Rule 38. And Ben Swan has actually been correcting some people that say he's wrong on Rule 38. Well, sorry, Ben, you are wrong. Rule 38 does not apply unless every single delegate from the state has been bound to one singular candidate, and every state will ensure that Rule 38 will never kick in by ensuring that at least one candidate is not bound to Romney, and they'll probably make it to Ron Paul because they like these concessions. So Rule 38 does not apply. What might apply is the ruling from an RNC attorney that said that everybody is unbound. Now, the states bind people, and the states might have follow-up persecution of those delegates. But the RNC, on the convention floor, they don't consider anyone bound at all. Now, one caveat, and it's a good caveat too, no one has found the source of this supposed email or letter from this attorney saying that the RNC considers everybody unbound. Everybody's just quoting everybody else. You know how these internet memes go? Like the microwave water, the 2 plants, and has anybody actually done this experiment? Giving microwave water to a plant is not going to slow its growth. Okay, it's a myth. And so this might be 2. I hope not. I really hope not. But personally, if I was a delegate, I'd just break the rules, because that's what revolutions are about, right? Anyway, California, there is a huge myth in California. A lot of Californians think that their state, my slides are not working because people are messaging me on Facebook and I've got pop-ups. All right. Californians, a lot of them believe they have an open primary and can vote in the Republican primary. If they're a Democrat, they can't. They can if they're an independent. They can't if they're a Democrat. So it's absolutely vitally important that you get along. I made a tiny URL as always, tinyurl.com/CalReg12, California Registration 2012, CalReg12. Freeze the frame, get that, go there. You need to fill out a form online. It'll produce a PDF that you will then need to print out, you'll need to sign, and you'll need to physically mail off. And if the postmark on that letter is not by May 21st, 2012, it will not count. So do it Friday, right? Do it now. Go to the website, print it off, put it in an envelope, go and put it in the car on the dashboard so that when you go to work in the morning, you see it there and you stop at the corner post box and you drop it in. It has to be done by May 21st. Don't think I'm patronizing you. I just want this to be done. We need to make sure every single person is registered for California. This is absolutely vitally important, all right? Also, if you're in Los Angeles area of California, get along here on facebook.com/groups/LA for Los Angeles Liberty HQ, and you will find here a grassroots organization that is absolutely massive and pumping in Los Angeles, trying to get the message out there, and they are absolutely intent on winning California, and they are doing enormously awesome things. So please, if you're in, and if you don't know, if you're in the whole state of California and you don't know what you should be doing, get onto the Facebook group and ask, and they will point you in the right direction. Okay. Also, if you're in Texas, Ron Paul's office down in Clute, Texas is looking for people, so call 979-473-9995. It's 979-473-9995. I'm just repeating that in case someone's listening and not watching this. Or email texas@ronpaul2012.com. So you can see this is the official campaign. Get down here. I know some of you think that it's all over and it's winding down. No, these activities are still ongoing and we need you down there. We need you on the ground. And if you can't get to California or to Texas, and maybe you have this fandangled invention, some of us have it. It's what is it like? Here's one here. It's a cell phone. If you have one of these, you can go to phone.ronpaul2012.com and you can use this and you can call people all around the country in the primary states that are coming up, and you can call for Ron Paul. And trust me, the first call is a little scary, but after that, it actually becomes really fun and you get to have amazing conversations and you'll end up calling Ron Paul supporters and you'll have a blast. Trust me, it's amazing. I don't have a slide for it. Just Google phone for Ron Paul and you will find the webpage on the official campaign site and you'll register there and you'll be able to use your own cell phone or Skype or Talkatone or any voice IP product, whatever it is, you'll be able to use that to start calling people all around the nation and getting them out for Ron Paul. That's really important. Now, this was, what I'm going to show you next is a letter that was posted, it was a short post on the Ron Paul FLIX Facebook page. And if you're not a member of that, please go onto Facebook and look us up. This is kind of exciting, and there's two screens here of text, but I'm going to read them because it really is quite exciting. So I'm not going to stare at the screen, I'm going to stare at this instead because I've got it duplicated here. So can I encourage you guys in something? I'm new to this revolution. Be excited. People are still joining the revolution. Yes, some of us, me, not me personally, we're late. We had heard lies in the media. Really? That made us wonder if Ron Paul wasn't a little crazy. It reminds me of the Barry Goldwater quote about, pursuing liberty is extremism and the pursuit of liberty is no vice. We can be a little crazy. It's not such a bad thing. Then, because of the quality of character in the liars was in low supply, we questioned and did our homework. Now, I'm so excited about the revolution that I can hardly stand it. First time I donated to any political campaign of any kind. It's a catchphrase, but it's a true one. Ron Paul cured my apathy. He is the only candidate that wants to bring big government down to size and restore our freedoms. He's the right candidate in so many ways that I couldn't even name them all. To be honest with you, he's so much what we need that it's hard to believe we have a candidate in our time like him. Be encouraged. I say all that to say the revolution is still bringing in people at a pretty good rate. Joseph Sauter. Thanks, Joseph. I appreciate you posting that on our page. And, you know, it's like, I'm an immigrant. So is Robin Kerner, who founded the Blue Republican movement. Immigrants here, I remember last year we had an Australian immigrant, Vijay Boyapati, who was a Google employee. He was born in India, he immigrated to Australia, became a citizen there, and then he immigrated here. Funny. And he helped in the last campaign tremendously. Immigrants that love liberty and understand the nature of this nation are some of the greatest assets we have, if I do, you know, say so myself. But more and more people every day are coming into the Ron Paul revolution. This is not over at all. I believe we have a chance at the nomination. If we don't, this movement must continue. Okay, we'll feel depressed for a while. I get it. So will I. But we're going to have to pick ourselves up by the bootstraps and realize that we have got 4 to 5 times the number of people in this revolution that we did 4 years ago. There's no other political movement in this country that is growing at such a pace. And we have to keep it going. It is absolutely vital. There's 2016, there's 2020. There's a lot of other candidates out there. Rand Paul, Gary Johnson, and I'm sure there's going to be Justin Amash, and there's others that are going to be rising up. If you haven't heard of Justin Amash, by the way, and Julie keeps talking about him on Facebook, he's an amazing guy. Look him up on Facebook or Google him. Justin Amash is like a young Ron Paul, and he explains all his votes on his Facebook page. The guy is quite something. So he's a representative. He's in the Congress. Great guy. Ron Paul's speech is coming up. You will have to be a registered Republican, and you will have to also be a resident of Minnesota. 2 things, Republican and a resident of Minnesota. You will not be allowed into the convention otherwise. Ron Paul will be giving a stump speech there to the Rivers Edge Convention Center, number 10, 4th Avenue South, on Friday, which is tomorrow, May 18th. So, and he'll be speaking at 6 p.m., although things are always delayed. So it's probably more going to be like 6:30 or 7, but be there at 6, because who knows, maybe it'll happen. So now Ron Paul is not doing as many speeches, so if you do live in Minnesota and you're a registered Republican, you probably want to turn up, because it'll be a good speech. And his last stump speech, oh, where was that? Was that in Arizona? I think it was in Arizona. It was short, it was like 12 minutes. It was on fire. It was amazing, and it's on ronpaulflix.com, so go and check it out. It is absolutely phenomenal. I tell you what, I don't think I've heard 12 minutes of Ron Paul that was so good. It was really, really, really good. Picture of the day. This one, obviously, somebody used a fake name, but it's still really funny. I don't know if you can see it on the screen there. It's really, really small. Recent donor, Barack Obama. I don't think he lives in Columbia, Pennsylvania, though, but that's where he's from. Whoever did that, haha, funny. But I think that's really terrific. So please subscribe, favorite, thumbs up, comment, and share this video any way you feel appropriate, especially with the Money Bomb on right now. We want more and more people to donate, and I hope this video has done something to inspire you and encourage you that we're still in this race. Okay, screw the press releases. The movement, we decide when this campaign is over, and we haven't, all right? You can find us here on Twitter and on Facebook, and remember the Money Bomb is on. So please, get along right now, ronpaul2012.com. Click the donate button or here, and get this up above $650,000. We can do this. I mean, of course we can. Let's try and get it up to $1 million by tomorrow midnight, though. That would be absolutely terrific. And I will see you on the next Ron Paul Flick Show. Bye-bye.
Let's get this straight. We're debating between a big spending, debt ceiling raising fiscal liberal, the moon colony guy, a moderate from Massachusetts, or a Texan with a real plan to balance the budget. Get with it, people. Only one candidate will stand up for Texas. Ron Paul isn't playing games. 5 federal bureaucracies gone. $1 trillion cut year 1. Get Washington off your back. Ron Paul, big, bold Texan.
I'm Ron Paul, and I approve this message.